Hey, what's up, guys? Steve here. And today we're going to take a look at the 50 highest selling 1987 through 1994 Michael Jordan basketball cards from the Fanatics weekly auction that ended on June 15th. And we'll kick today's list off at number 50 with this 1991 Skybox Michael Jordan, card number 572. This was a PSA 10 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $38.40. Up next at number 49 is this 1993 Hoops featuring Michael Jordan with card number 289. This was a PSA 10 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $38.40. Coming in at number 48 is this 1993 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 193. This was a PSA 10 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $38.40. Up next at number 47 is this 1993 Hoops featuring Michael Jordan, card number 283. This was a PSA 10 that received 11 bids, and it also sold for $38.40. Headed to the inaugural 1991 Upper Deck basketball set at number 46 with Michael Jordan's card number 452. This was a PSA 10 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $39.60. Up next at number 45 is this 1991 Upper Deck Bulls checklist featuring Michael Jordan with card number 75. This was a PSA 10 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $39.60. We get our first basketball card from the 1980s at number 44 with this 1988 Fleer Michael Jordan sticker number 7. This was a CGC 7 that received 24 bids, and it also sold for just short of $40. Coming in at number 43 is this 1992 Skybox USA Basketball Michael Jordan, card number 39. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $40.80. Up next at number 42 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Skybox USA Basketball card number 40. This was a PSA 10 that received 18 bids, and it sold for $45.60. Coming in at number 41 is this 1992 Fleer All-Stars Michael Jordan, card number 6. This Jordan that was authenticated by CGC received 10 bids, and it sold for $45.60. And kicking off the top 40 of today's list is this 1992 Skybox USA Basketball Magic on Michael Jordan, card number 105. This was a PSA 10 that received 16 bids, and it sold for $48. Up next at number 39 is this 1991 Kenner starting lineup Michael Jordan. This card that was authenticated by CGC received 18 bids, and it also sold for $48 even. Coming in at number 38 is this 1991 Skybox Michael Jordan, card number 583. This was a PSA 10 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $49.20. Up next at number 37 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Topps card number 3. This was a PSA 10 that received 12 bids, and it also sold for just short of $50. Coming in at number 36 is Michael Jordan's All-Star card from the 1993 Hoops basketball set, card number 257. This was a PSA 10 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $51.60. Up next at number 35 is this 1993 Finest Michael Jordan, card number 1. This was a PSA 8 that received 21 bids, and it also sold for $51.60. Coming in at number 34 is this 1991 Skybox Michael Jordan, card number 307. This was a PSA 10 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $55.20. Headed back to the 1991 Upper Deck basketball set at number 33 with this Magic Johnson versus Michael Jordan, card number 34. This was a PSA 10 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $57.60. Up next at number 32 is this 1992 Skybox USA Basketball Michael Jordan, card number 45. This was a PSA 10 that received 24 bids, and it sold for $58.80. Coming in at number 31 is this 1993 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 237. This was a PSA 10 that received 17 bids, and it sold for $60. And kicking off the top 30 of today's list is this 1992 Upper Deck featuring Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, card number 62. This was a PSA 10 that received 19 bids, and it also sold for $60 even. Up next at number 29 is this 1993 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 224. This was a PSA 10 that received 16 bids, and it sold for $62.40. Coming in at number 28 is this 1992 Skybox USA Basketball Michael Jordan, card number 44. This was a PSA 10 that received 15 bids, and it also sold for $62.40. Up next at number 27 is Michael Jordan's 1991 Skybox USA Basketball, card number 534. This was a PSA 10 that received 18 bids, and it sold for $67.20. We're headed back to the late 1980s at number 26 with this 1988 Michael Jordan Rules card. This was a CGC 10 that received 16 bids, and it also sold for $67.20. Coming in at number 25 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Skybox card number 314. This was a PSA 10 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $69.60. Up next at number 24 is this 1993 Topps Michael Jordan, card number 101. This was a PSA 10 that received 20 bids, and it also sold for just short of $70. Coming in at number 23 is this 1993 Hoops Michael Jordan, card number 28. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $74.40. Up next at number 22 is this 1993 Skybox Premium Showdown Series featuring Clyde Drexler and Michael Jordan with card number SS11. This was a PSA 10 that received 32 bids, and it sold for $74.40. Coming in at number 21 is this 1992 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 425. This was a PSA 10 that received 17 bids, and it also sold for $74.40. And kicking off the top 20 of today's list is this 1993 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 204. This was a PSA 10 that received 18 bids, and it sold for just short of $80. Up next at number 19 is Michael Jordan's 1991 Hoops, card number 455. This was a PSA 10 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $86.40. Coming in at number 18 is this 1993 Upper Deck Behind the Glass Michael Jordan, card number G11. This was a CGC 8 that received 16 bids, and it also sold for $86.40. Headed back to the late 1980s at number 17 with Michael Jordan's All-Star card from the 1989 Hoops basketball set with card number 21. This was a PSA 10 that received 22 bids, and it sold for just over $100. Take that back-to-back All-Star cards at number 16 with Michael Jordan's 1988 Fleer All-Star card with card number 120. This was a PSA 8 that received 26 bids, and it sold for $126. Coming in at number 15 is this 1993 Stadium Club Michael Jordan, card number 1. This was a PSA 10 that received 23 bids, and it also sold for $126. Next at number 14 is this 1993 Skybox Premium Michael Jordan, card number 45. This was a PSA 10 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $144. Coming in at number 13 is this 1992 Fleer Team Leaders Michael Jordan, card number 4. This card that was authenticated by CGC received 9 bids, and it sold for $156. Headed back to the inaugural 1989 Hoops basketball set at number 12, this time with Michael Jordan's base card with card number 200. This was a PSA 10 that received 34 bids, and it sold for $168. Coming in at number 11 is this 1994 SP Championship Playoff Heroes Michael Jordan, card number P2. This was a PSA 10 that received 35 bids, and it sold for $174. And kicking off the top 10 of today's list is this 1993 Stadium Club Beam Team Members Only Michael Jordan, card number 4. This Beam Team that was authenticated by CGC received 24 bids, and it sold for $186. Up next at number 9 is this 1992 Stadium Club Beam Team Members Only Michael Jordan, card number 1. This was a PSA 7 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $288. Coming in at number 8 is Michael Jordan's base card from the 1988 Fleer basketball set with card number 17. This was a PSA 9 that received 21 bids, and it sold for $288. Up next at number 7 is this 1993 Upper Deck Chicago Bulls third straight featuring Michael Jordan with card number SP4. This was a PSA 10 that received 36 bids, and it sold for $420. Coming in at number 6 is Michael Jordan's base card from the 1987 Fleer basketball set with card number 59. This was a PSA 8 that received 25 bids, and it sold for $516. Alright guys, and before we get to the top 5, I pulled aside 8 bonus cards to share with you today. We'll start off with this 1992 Hoop Supreme Court Michael Jordan, card number SC1. This was a PSA 9 that received 6 bids, and it sold for $37.20. Up next is Michael Jordan's 1989 Fleer All-Star sticker with sticker number 3. This Jordan sticker that was authenticated by CGC received 18 bids, and it sold for $34.80. Up next is this 1991 Upper Deck Award winner holograms Michael Jordan, card number AW4. This hologram was in a BGS 8.5 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $31.20. For our fourth bonus card, I found this 1990 Kenner starting lineup Michael Jordan. This yellow variation was in a PSA 5 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $31.20. And for one of Jordan's classic junk wax era cards that missed the top 50, we get this 1990 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 26. This was a PSA 9 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $30 even. Our sixth bonus card, we get this 1993 Skybox Premium Dynamic Dunks Michael Jordan, card number D4. This card that was authenticated by CGC received 6 bids, and it sold for $28.80. Up next is Michael Jordan's base card from the inaugural 1992 Stadium Club basketball set with card number 210. This was a PSA 9 that received 11 bids, and it sold for just over $20. And for another classic junk wax era Jordan that missed the top 50, we get this 1991 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 29. This was a PSA 9 that received 6 bids, and it sold for $18 even. And kicking off the top 5 of today's list is this 1992 Topps Archives Michael Jordan, card number 52. This was a PSA 10 that received 23 bids, and it sold for $516. Up next at number 4 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Ultra Scoring Kings insert with card number 5. This was a PSA 7 that received 19 bids, and it sold for $780. Coming in at number 3 is this 1991 Skybox USA Barcelona team card featuring Michael Jordan. This was a PSA 10 that received 20 bids, and it sold for $930. Up next at number 2 is this 1992 Stadium Club Beam Team Michael Jordan, card number 1. This Beam Team insert was in a PSA 9 that received 20 bids, and it sold for $960. And topping off today's list at number 1 is this 1993 Ultra All-Defensive Team Michael Jordan, card number 2. This was a PSA 10 that received 23 bids, and it sold for $1,200. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.